boys and girls, it's Mrs. J. Thanks for joining me today. I am really excited about the book that I have for you for Read Aloud. I was digging through Mr. J's pile again, and I was so excited when I came across this book because it has a really great tie-in to our habitat studies this week. It's one of my favorite habitats. It's actually a book that ties into the ocean habitat, and it's a really unique story because it's a biography. And it's a story about a little girl who grows up to become a scientist, and she studies a really unique animal in the ocean. So I don't want to tell you yet because the title's going to give it away. So I want to share with you today, this story is called Shark Lady. The true story of how Eugenie Clark became the ocean's most fearless scientist. And the author of this story is Jess Keating. So I will read the story to you again, hold the book up, and then I'll kind of zoom in. There's the title. I think the shiny cover, you can see the reflection probably of the phone there, but this is called Shark Lady. So, and this is a really cool title cover page on the inside here, a double spread to give you some information here about different sharks in the ocean. So, Shark Lady. It was Saturday, and Eugenie wanted to stay at the aquarium forever. She wanted to smell the damp, salty air and stare at the glittery rainbow of fish. She wanted to keep watching her favorite animals, the sharks. Eugenie pretended she was walking on the bottom of the sea. What would it be like to swim with her sharks? To breathe underwater with gills of her own? More than anything, she wanted to find out. When summer came, Eugenie's mother took her to swim at the beach in Atlantic City. Stuffing sticky gum into her ears to keep the water out, Eugenie dove down, down, down. The salt stung her eyes, but she didn't want to miss a single fish. Constellations of sea stars speckled the pebbled sand. She imagined a silvery fin standing strong on her back, slicing through the ocean current. To others, sharks were ugly and scary, but Eugenie knew they were beautiful. As she glided through the cool water, she wished everyone could see sharks through her eyes. But the sharks were only in her mind for now. Eugenie decided to learn everything she could about them. So she dove this time into books. Whale sharks, nurse sharks, tiger sharks, lemon sharks. Eugenie wanted to know about them all. She also joined the Queen's Country Aquarium Society as its youngest member. Eugenie's notebooks filled with sharks. They swam in her daydreams and on the margins of her papers. Home, Eugenie's mother surprised her with an aquarium of her own. A 15-gallon tank was much too small for sharks, but Eugenie saved her allowance to buy guppies, clownfish, and coral red snails. It felt as big as an ocean in her room. Their small apartment became an aquarium, a laboratory, and a sanctuary. As she grew older, many were still telling Eugenie what to do. Forget those sharks. Be a secretary. Be a housewife. Eugenie wanted to study zoology, but some of her professors thought women weren't smart enough to be scientists or brave enough to explore the oceans, and they said sharks were mindless monsters. Eugenie knew better. Her dream was as big as a whale shark. So again, Eugenie dove. She plunged into every course she could. Her laboratory became her home. From sunrise to sunset, she studied how fish grow, how they behave, and how they were put together both inside and out. Despite all the people who didn't believe in her, Eugenie was becoming one of the smartest students in her field. Even after she earned her degree, many still doubted her. But Eugenie's work was just beginning. Eager to make discoveries of her own, Eugenie finally dove into the open ocean. In the Red Sea, Eugenie collected hundreds of fish, including 3 new species that had not been discovered before. This is a Red Sea sand diver, a barred xenia pipefish, and a volcano tripplefin. On a research mission exploring the Palau Islands, Eugenie was diving alone when she encountered her first ever wild shark. She wasn't afraid. Instead, she thought it was beautiful. In Isla Mujeres, she dispelled the myth that sharks must keep moving to stay alive when she swam through dark caves, still and silent, full of resting sharks. Eugenie's daring heart grew bolder with each dive. Soon they began to call her Shark Lady. Eugenie had proven she was smart enough to be a scientist and brave enough to study and explore the oceans. As her courage grew, she began to love and understand her beloved sharks more and more. But she never forgot many still believed that sharks were mindless killers. Because of their scary reputation, humans were hunting sharks all over the world. Eugenie knew that sharks weren't stupid or mean. She was determined to prove everyone wrong. Eugenie fished through her mind and devised a brilliant experiment. Could she train a shark the way a person trains a dog? Were sharks much smarter than anyone knew? They were. Eugenie was the first scientist in the world to train sharks and even learned that they could remember their training for at least 2 months after. Sharks were not mindless killers. Sharks were beautiful. Sharks were smart. They deserved to be studied, protected, and loved. And Eugenie's dream was now a dream come true. Isn't that a beautiful picture? I love that picture. And we've come to the end of our story. Now, if you get this book out of the library someday, this is actually a book, the sticker in the front says that it's from Brooks Hill, so Mrs. Bannock must have had to borrow it, but maybe someday we could get this book and we could have it at JA. There's a lot of information here about sharks, some additional information that's always fun to learn about when you read an informational text. And this is a timeline of Eugenie Clark's life. So if you ever want to look at this a little bit deeper and learn more about her, you can get this book out of the library. So it's called Shark Lady, and it's about Eugenie Clark, and the author is called Jess Keating. So I hope you liked our story today. Maybe it gave you a little inspiration to study oceans a little bit further with their habitats. Maybe you knew a lot about sharks already, maybe you didn't, but I hope it's inspired you in some way, because every book has a purpose and you need to learn to take something from every book you read. Thanks. I'll see you later. Bye.